Hey everybody, welcome to today's video, and anybody who's returning, welcome back. Anybody who's watching for the first time, welcome. Today we're going to be continuing this hand sewing. I've been hand stitching this strap, this shoulder strap, for a few days now. Usually that's how it goes. If you're not committed fully to spending long hours hand stitching, it often draws out real quick. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. It's we probably have another 2 hours left of this hand stitching. I'd say no, actually. I bet I could get it done in half that time, maybe a third of that time. So we're gonna go ahead and use this beeswax here to add some wax to our fingertips, and this just helps speed things up. I was thinking about how quick it could have gone if I used my sewing machine, but I ended up doing hand stitching because the thread choice. And so usually if you do this with the machine, you can do it in like maybe 2 minutes or whatever. And with something like this that you don't really have it pulling apart necessarily, you don't really need the strength of hand stitching, but it's kind of just there, you know. It'll be a nice characteristic. I think I'm going to I like hand stitching for the aspect of hand stitching makes things stronger. I haven't tested the differences though in durability, but I just know the outcome is with hand stitching, each thread hole is like linked to the next one, and it's kind of almost like a standalone. And also, machine stitching is strong. That's like everything that you see in life that's hand stitch, or sorry, that's leather. Is most of the time, I'm saying everything like is in absolutes here, but there's not really any absolutes. For the majority of the time, is what I should say, you're running into machine stitching. And of course, you do have people that hand stitch products like me. I'm doing this by hand. So, yeah, but I'm happy to be here. Happy to be live streaming, happy to be recording and sewing. We have these ravens that moved in to the area about maybe a month ago or a little bit longer. And I don't know, I think they're ravens. They're huge. They're literally like something you'd see in a horror movie, or like a winter. like in London or whatever. But these birds, their wingspan is like this, I think, or larger. I was only seeing them from a distance, but they're basically their wingspan is huge, and these birds are like this big on the ground. You know, they're a big bird. They like to hunt animals, and then we have these little they're like fountains, but they're not. It's basically a cement bowl, and it sits on top of a cement pedestal. And man, they bring these small animals that they've caught, and they just feast on these pedestals. And I made a joke like we should make we should make a shrine for them because they're like the apex predator in this area right now. But I'm just worried it's gonna carry away a little dog or something. That wouldn't be good. Every now and then you gotta take your wax, apply it to your threads. I've been doing this a lot recently with this one thread. If you're not careful, it'll try to knot on you. Knot. You know, life's really interesting. You know, every day we wake up, you know, a certain amount of time. It's like it's weird. So, as humans, we we specialize in this lifestyle of waking up, getting tired, going to sleep. Next day, wake up, do something, get tired, go to sleep. Some people, I guess, are better than others at it. It's just kind of weird, you know? Life's weird. You almost have to become like a professional at doing the same thing. I kind of wish I could experience life without this format, you know, where instead of getting 24 hours into one day, like having, and then getting tired, of course, I kind of want to experience where we don't get tired and we can do things for like the days are like 100 years long. That'd be cool. I guess that's what like immortal people feel like. Like those movies where the guy makes the decision or the girl or whatever, and to be immortal, and they end up like living past other people's lives. They like can't have true love because you know they might get love and then they end up outliving the person and they're still like young and the other person's old. I guess I mean that's the perspective of the director who made the movie. But like what would it really be like to be immortal and to outlive people? You know, would it really be like the movies where I guess they've thought of it if they've made a movie they've thought long hours about one topic, you know. It seems though like the limit of someone's imagination we kind of live our life by. Someone else's imagination. It's weird. It's kind of like movies have turned people into non-dreamers in a sense. Like if you lived in a house and outside the property was like vast and you had everything that you needed and you had no one else to see like how to do it, you know, how to like cut wood or anything really, in anything in life. Like, would you do things differently than other people? Because, like, if you did never watched movies, you never watched how someone else, what someone else dreams of, what would your dreams be like? Or how would your outputs be if they weren't affected by other people's inputs or, inputs from other people's experiences, I guess. That's why I don't really like to look at other people's leatherworking or the way other people do things. Like if I'm gonna make something, I don't want to see how it's supposed to be made. I do to a point, but like if I'm gonna make something, I want to make it my own way. Ready for this tube to be done. You know, technology is so weird. You know, sound and color transmit messages. And what's weird is that cameras and camcorders or whatever, videotaping and taking a picture, you can print out a picture and you might not be able to receive all of the information that was present when they took the photo just by looking at a photograph, but you can see color and can hear sounds. I mean, you can even feel fear through movies. And I mean, of course, it's obviously done through sound and like specific colors, but and patterns and such. But it's just weird that you can capture something. Like you can take a picture of someone that you think is beautiful, and you can have this photograph, and every time you look at it, you are reminded of their beauty. But that's like a replication of real life. And I mean, of course, we're born into this stuff. Like photographs existed long before we were born, or before our parents were born. And so we kind of just account it as like normal. But I was watching a YouTube short, reel, YouTube short, whatever, and short format video. Um, it was about this guy who took a picture of, I guess it was Theodore Roosevelt or someone, took a picture of, I think it was Yellowstone National Park, and they sent the picture to the US government and showed how beautiful it was and how they needed to protect it. Which, I mean, personally, if you want to hear what I believe, I think the parks were established for a different purpose than protecting. Um, so I'm not going to tell you that they actually established the parks for protecting nature because I don't really believe that fully. But um, but these photographs, they sent a photograph to the U.S. government, and you know, the photograph inspired awe in whoever received it and looked at it, and they established the parks. But like the reason why I say color and light transmits messages, color and sound, and light, of course, is because everything that like technology utilizes to transmit its messages, it uses things that we can't see. It uses like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. Um, there's LiDAR scanning things, and you can't see the LiDAR, which I'm not super versed in LiDAR. I'm just kind of giving you like an ignorant, slightly ignorant, not really, explanation. But um, which I'm not ignorant. I'm just, you know, everyone's ignorant to a point, I guess. I just don't want to claim to be ignorant. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of interesting. So the reason why I also believe that color transmits messages is if you look into videography, the some of those directors, producers, they understand that color transmits messages. And even restaurants, they understand that color transmits messages. And so life is actually a completely different medium than we understand it to be. So there's life, there's real life, might be this jar, okay? And there's contents inside of this jar that, let's just imagine this contains the truth. Truth is different than facts. Facts change all the time. Truth is stable and solid and will always be. Forever, it'll always be the truth. And then maybe this jar here maybe contains how we believe life is. And this one contains water, which I'm going to drink. So, we're told this about life. And this might be cloudy and murky. This is called resolene. It's used to coat the top of the leather after you dye it. But, so this might be how we view life. Like, really anything and everything that we've been told about life is this. But then this here is what life might really be. So I know that's like super vague and confusing, might be confusing to you, but like there's people that understand how life really works and they utilize it against us or for us or whatever. But the problem is not a problem. The challenge for them is they have to transmit this and make it to this for us to understand. Because if you're a magician, someone's going to want to figure out how you did it. So they have to tell you how they did it. But they don't want to reveal the secret sauce. So instead, they transmit the language and the messages to this language. So what we actually believe life to be, we think it's this. This might be a fact, whatever, but this is the truth. So there's a lot to life that, I'm young. I'm under 30 years old. And I still have so much to learn about life, you know? Like a lot of people learn about life in prison. I've never been to prison, praise God. Um, but like, you can learn about life inside of four walls. Most of the time, everyone's learning about life inside of four walls and a roof. But the major the only way that you will see see life is by having illumination. So you need to have something illuminated to you. That's why specific people are like advisors, you know? They understand certain topics much better than others. And I mean the main source of illumination is God, and he can open your eyes to see things. He's the one that created the earth and life. Now, the state that it's in now is different than what it was originally intended to be. Like, God didn't make someone to be a criminal. He made someone, and then through being that person being born, they were born through a bloodline, a lineage. And all humans were born through one man and one woman. And it's kind of weird. I don't want to go off topic about how everyone reproduced, but like, regardless, two people were married or whatever they did, and they had children. And those people, I really don't know how, everything worked out in the beginning. But the thing is, like, everything starts from something, from a beginning. So Adam and Eve, they initially disobeyed God's word. He told them not to eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, for in the day that you eat it, you shall surely die. Or actually, I need to go back and look at it so I know God's word. Because Eve, she didn't know God's word. She heard it secondhand from Adam. And so she was deceived, but Adam was right next to her. So, she had influence. Beauty has influence. So either some people say that Adam knew what was happening and he loved Eve so much that he decided to sin so he could be with her or whatever and die with her. That's a pretty good explanation because of love. And love, I guess love makes, well, God is love, but affection sometimes makes people do some pretty stupid things. So, so thus, those babies had babies and those babies had babies, and thousands of years later, you get some guy wakes up one morning and decides decides to choose violence, decides he wants to make more money and he doesn't want to do it the right way. He wants to cheat or decides he wants more than, so, but the thing is, the blood contains the diseases, or the blood contains the nature. And so whenever Adam sinned, sin entered into humanity. And just like a dog is bred to fight or bred to run, whatever you breed a dog to do, the blood is transmitted throughout time, and you end up getting a sinful man. And so that's really why Jesus came, is to deliver us from sin, to deliver humanity. All you have to do is believe in your heart and confess with your mouth that Jesus Christ is Lord, and you should be saved. It's that simple. But as a result, the earth is completely, well, the earth is slightly the same, but life is affected by the choices of powerful men and women. And so God can illuminate your eyes. He can show you the one who made it. You got to go back to the source. Sometimes you got to go back to the source to get set free. Well, I guess all the time, but um, yeah, that's just my thought. I'll be right back. Alrighty. We're drawing close. Time is it? You know, one thing though, still thinking. Hold it too far. I always try to leave a little loop, excess material or excess string. It allows me to uh, pull back so that I don't stab through the cord. Yep, we're getting there. Toe. I'm gonna take my boots off. Yeah, there's something about taking your boots off. I guess these ones are a little bit too tight. I laced them too tight today. I like boots um, because they're so stable. They're made out of good material, you know. These are a pair that I wear. I cut grass in these yesterday, so I still need to clean them off. But these are Jim Green African Rangers. They're from South Africa, and yeah, these are basically sneakers, like leather sneakers. And these things are gonna last for a really long time. I'm gonna end up getting them resold at some point, and I need to clean them and condition them again. But these are made out of, I believe, to be chrome tan leather. So wear socks. You can wear them barefooted though. No socks, I should say. Yeah, these here, I believe. So I initially bought some boots whenever I started to get into boots, and I sent them back. But I mean, I should have kept them. They were Thursday boots. Is the company Thursday? Anyways, I ended up ordering these Jim Greens, and the toe box, which is where your toes go, the width of them is much wider. So I ended up having my toes spread out to be more natural, more, I guess, wider. Like, our feet are usually squished into shoes. And so it's actually more comfortable whenever it's wider, but it kind of makes my feet larger, wider, I should say. So, yeah, but these are my gym greens. And as they get scuffed up, they just get more character. I like to wear wool socks with them. I use these lightweight wool socks. They're from Red Wing. Red Wing. Actually, no, these. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I think these are my second pair of boots that I ever got. And I mean, I've had military boots before, Marine Corps boots, but I never. Whenever I got a pair of Marine Corps boots and I put them on for the first time, man, I found like support that I'd never known of before, and I just felt like my feet were borderline indestructible. They were wrapped in thick leather, and just something about wearing, some quality clothing. It just makes you feel protected. And then like wearing the uniform, it just it was pretty nice because the clothing is like more durable. And so wearing durable clothing, it's just there's just like nothing like it. You feel safe. We're drawing near. About 8 or 9 inches left. You know, I've been thinking about hot chocolate lately. Some hot chocolate. With like some marshmallows on top. And it's summertime. I don't know, I'm thinking about hot chocolate right now. I have an idea. So, this tube that I made, this is the print tube, if you haven't seen it yet. So the lid has a slight gap. See? It's a slight gap. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line this part, and I'm gonna stitch it with my machine. But I think before I stitch it, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue it on the inside. I'm gonna utilize well, I need to measure the piece first, but I'm gonna make a piece that's like this wide, and then it's gonna be as long as the inside of this is. I'm gonna cut it and then put it in there, see how tight of a fit it is, and then I'm going to glue this inside and then that other piece that I make. And then after it sits, I'm gonna machine stitch it. across. And I think it'll be cool. Because I'm not happy with the fit of this. I don't want it to be super loose like that. I want it to be like, you know, I can't make that noise. Hold on. It's gonna be like this, except better. Wait. Oh, if I push pressure? Hold on. Anyways, it's like an air cannon. So yeah, so this is the inside. Just drop the strap. Anyways, it's the inside. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm not quite happy with it. Keep this here. But these pieces need to actually be sewn on. Wait, wait, this way. I ended up remaking these pieces, and it's mainly so that they have a better lifespan because the other holes were too big. I was being dumb, and I ended up boring the hole to be the same size as the stud so that it slips in and out. And that's stupid because over time this is going to stretch and wear in. And so I wanted to give him a perfect, I actually want to make it such a good fit that he doesn't even need to strap these on. I mean, it would be good to strap these on for security, but who knows? Who knows? So yeah, man, we're gonna finish this thing right. I'm gonna leave a legacy of excellency, a legacy of excellence, Your Excellency. I need to get the strap. It fell. I've made products before. I made I've made something, and looking back, I could have done it better. And that's not a good thing to have, you know. Nice, we just got to an hour. It's nice to come to the end of this. NGL. Means we can move on up. Move on up. Gotta move on up. We just have like enough thread to finish. It's coming to the quick. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, pull it tight. Man, I watched The Accountant the other day. The Accountant #1. It was good. It was such an interesting story. The only thing though, um, the only thing about it, my mom doesn't like to hear this. I don't trust Ben Affleck, um, because if you've ever looked into, okay, wait, should I say it? I don't know. I don't know if I should say it or not. I'm not gonna say it. You'll just have to look into that stuff for yourself. Into, it's like basically conspiracy theory stuff. I won't be the one you hear it from, though. At least not today. Let's stay in this lane here. Well, there is a verse in the Bible that says if you know to do good and you don't, you're basically wicked. But I don't know if this is talking about that or if that's talking about this. There's certain things that I feel like I shouldn't talk about on here, um, for whatever reason. I'm mostly not talking about certain things because it's such a sensitive topic. Like this block is moving to the right. a lot of pounding. Can't imagine being a blacksmith. All the pounding they do. I just gotta stretch it. Just gonna buff it out now. Now we're just going to take the strap and put it through. And then I think I'm going to leave 3 inches on the ends, see if I have enough. Okay. Get our trusty ruler. So that's 5 inches. 5 on the side. So, maybe 4. Let's try 4. I think I got it. So what I need to do is place this I'm gonna place this 5 inches back. It'll be beautiful. I think a double rivet will work. Will be good enough. Use our not use our teeth because men don't use their teeth. Well, barbarians do, but gentlemen don't. Forgive me if you're a barbarian. Okay, cool. That worked out. This is like the sound of a bag of money. No, not really. It sounded interesting. I literally assembled one. Whatever, we'll use. We got plenty. Plenty. Oh, crap. One more for good measure. Sometimes whenever I punch punch it through, it doesn't allow the other side to be easily accessed by this rivet. So I like to go to the back and clean up the hole a little bit. Let's see. Awesome. Okay, we're just gonna use this. Coming along. Powers right through. Do this back one really quick. One more time. You can really tell whenever it's on there well because it'll start to lift the leather up on the sides. Yeah, but that's nice. See there? So now what we got is it's gonna go through the D-ring loop, and then I gotta punch a hole, and then this is gonna go through there, and it's gonna lock it on there. Excuse me. I'll be right back. I usually like to put the tool on it, inspect it by lifting it off where the hole is, measuring it to see how centered it is, and then check this out. Clean up the side now. Left. So now we'll test it and do the other side. So I went ahead and punched a hole for it. So we're going to put it through the loop and we're going to buckle it. It's going to be a tight fit. I made this leather slightly thicker than the buckle. So much stuff. Okay. Stay. It's beautiful. So as you can see, it covers the rivets. And it's going to, over time, I actually need to work it in, but yeah, that's freaking solid. So it's gonna sit like that. And, yeah, it's good. Um, okay. Stuff everywhere. Where is that button? Somewhere. It's right behind me. Okay. So I'm gonna just prematurely bend this. It's so like special. It's special in its own way. But it looks really good actually. Whenever you put it on there. Wait, hold on. It's good. It has a beauty about it. It's almost like rustic or something. Okay, so now we're gonna measure this. We're gonna do this one at the same distance, just so we don't mess it up. Five inches. Okay, evened. It's good. Wait. It's better. Just push it through. Perfect. Hammer time. Other side. Beautiful. This side. I'm gonna do these separately. Get your rivet. We're gonna have to do this twice. In the backing. Push the rivet through. So. And there. Wait. Almost. Hammer. You want to make sure that you do this as horizontal as possible. This is vertical. Your arm up. You can even out the leather. Oh my gosh. Rotate this. Probably end up hitting it again later. Alright, praise God. Now we can do the front one. This is working out really well. So I want to make it about even. update. Clean up the hole. After this one. Rivet. Okay. Thought that would work. I was like imagining I could catch it midair with my little fingers. Oh, stuck. Alright, so you can set it first and then adjust the leather underneath. I think. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Beautiful. Now we need to measure it and place a hole. Let's do a little measurement. 2.5 inches. Let's do it at the same distance. I think I put one of these on backwards, I think. What? No, I think it'll look interesting actually. I did this buckle backwards. Why did I not notice that? What? Oh my gosh. Okay, it's like a 50-50. Wow. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I'm prepping the surface of the steel so it doesn't ruin the surface of this leather whenever I pry out these rivets. I want to make this as smooth as possible. Fortunately, though, quality leather is really easy to buff and stuff. So we're just gonna go ahead and give as much leverage as possible to these rivets, or to get the leather off the rivets, I should say. Pulling teeth. Oh, gosh. Okay. We're doing good. We're okay. Okay. This is scary. It keeps slipping. Done well. Done well. Here we go. I need to be going up on the top one, actually. It's where the rivet is capped to. Oh, crap. cut it. It's gonna give it a more weathered look, more experienced. We'll make up a word and to make everything seem okay. Usually, if you can. Wow, it actually doesn't even open up that much. I'm probably gonna have to pound them deeper, just so I have better contact. Okay, so time to flip this. Wait. I'm. It's so weird that I didn't even notice that when I was putting it together. I should have looked. I'm definitely gonna go deeper on that one as well. Okay, which is the top? It would be bad if I did it on the opposite side. We're doing good, y'all. See that? It's trying to do its own thing over here. Finally. I'm gonna go ahead and leave those. I think it's fine. I've realized that it was holding enough to actually just keep it on. If it ever pops off, he can just bring it to me and I'll fix it. Put a new rivets on there. Such an easy fix. Okay, that was unexpectedly fun. Just joking, but it wasn't that bad. Woohoo! Here's the strap. It's so nice. Okay. So you see, it's quite comfortable. There's a handle, strap. Put it on your neck. It's not the best. Wow. Nice. And it worked out because these are covering the rivets, tucking them away. It's quite nice. And then with the cap, it's like that. Like that. You can imagine you're an architect going and surveying the land. Time to show the family. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I showed my mom and dad They said it was beautiful. I agree. I was looking at it outside in the daylight, and this thing is so nice. This is like, this is it. This is it. No, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to be when I grow up. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna end this video. I hope you liked it. You know, if you did it, hey, find something you do like. Um, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. However long you were here, I appreciate you. Um, you know, I hope that you have a blessed day, that the eyes of your understanding are open, to know the hope of God's calling and His love for you. And I pray that you have the courage to pursue the things that you